More fallout from the Greenbelt controversy here at Queen's Park. The Integrity Commissioner may launch a second investigation into the Ford government land swap. He's already investigating the Housing Minister's role. Now he may investigate the Housing Minister's Chief of Staff as well. The watchdog confirmed the office is considering it at the request of the premiers. Is something stinky here?
Yeah, we have concern around what we saw.
The Auditor General's report found 92% of the land removed from the protected status of the Greenbelt was as a direct result of access developers had to the Housing Minister's Chief of Staff, identified as Ryan Amato. It also concluded experts were not consulted, agricultural and environmental impacts were not considered, and if the land didn't meet the criteria to be removed from the Greenbelt, the criteria was changed. Both the Premier and the Housing Minister say they were unaware of how the land was selected, but agreed it was flawed.
The buck stops with me.
The Auditor General made 15 recommendations. One of them was for the Premier to ask the Integrity Commissioner to investigate if the Chief of Staff violated the Public Service of Ontario Act.
The process was biased in favor of certain developers and landowners who had timely access to the Housing Minister's Chief of Staff.
In an email to CityNews, the Integrity Commissioner's office confirmed it received and is reviewing that request and noted the act includes conflict of interest rules, which state a public servant should avoid creating the appearance that preferential treatment is being given to a person or entity that could benefit from it. Developers stand to gain $8 billion from the Greenbelt land deals.
We acted too quickly.
Housing Minister Steve Clark was on breakfast television this morning trying to do damage control while the Premier took to Twitter.
Failing to act would worsen the housing supply and affordability crisis.
To me, it's the most dishonest piece of politicking I've seen in a long time.
Former Toronto Mayor and Progressive Conservative Federal Cabinet Minister David Crombie resigned as chair of the Greenbelt Council in 2020 due to the Ford government's environmental policies. He dismisses the Premier's claim that the government had to open up the Greenbelt to build more housing.
The government constantly beat the drum that we have a housing crisis, which everybody agrees with. They translated that into a land crisis, that we needed more land for housing. That was not true. It was not true from the beginning. It's never been true. There's been enough land to build what we want to build.
Crombie hopes the federal environment minister will step in and stop the development based on an ongoing environmental assessment.
The Greenbelt was an enormous success. And it took 30 years of thousands and thousands of people and organizations building it. To let it go by because of these rascals is just not acceptable. It's the green belt, not the greedy belt, which is they're trying to make it.
Today, a spokesperson for the OPP told me the force is aware of the Auditor General's report. Its anti-rackets branch is still reviewing whether it too will launch an investigation.